Yo, and welcome to another Weekly Difference. Today I'm going to be staying in the amusement parks category as I was in the previous episode, which if you want to check it out, it was also part of the amusement parks category in the series reviews that I am conducting currently. The amusement parks category is obviously any videos that have to do with amusement parks. I can do top 10s reviews and other things that will come in the future. Stay tuned for that. And the review series in the amusement parks is actually just simple reviews that I'm going to be doing on a ton of amusement parks all over the globe, mostly in the United States, but I might expand my reviews outside of the United States, but for the most part it'll be in the United States. But anyway, the reviews will be rating each ride, thrill ride at each amusement park on a scale from 1 to 10, and then the amusement park itself on a scale from 1 to 10. So that's basically what the series review is. The reviews are those are what's going to happen in the videos that are part of that series in the amusement parks category. And as I said before, check out Cedar Point Review, which was previous in the series reviews in the category of amusement parks. Cedar Point Review, I did some analysis on the amusement park Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. And today I am traveling on the other side of the country to Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is part of the Six Flags Corporation, of course. Six Flags Magic Mountain is this 262-acre theme park located in Valencia, Santa Clarita, California, which is just north of Los Angeles. It opened on May 30th, 1971 as Magic Mountain, and in 1979 Six Flags actually purchased it. With 18 roller coasters, Six Flags Magic Mountain holds the world record for most roller coasters in amusement parks. So now you can basically see why I picked yet another amazing amusement park to start off in my reviews series, part of the amusement parks category. In 2013, the park had over 2.8 million visitors, ranking it 6th in attendance among seasonal amusement parks in North America. So that's just some general information about the park, Six Flags Magic Mountain. Now I'm going to really get into the rides at Magic Mountain and how they're great and what's unique about them. So starting off, we're going to go to Apocalypse. This is a wooden roller coaster. I gave Apocalypse a rate on a scale from 1 to 10, of course, because they all are. I'm giving each ride a rate on a scale from 1 to 10. I gave Apocalypse a rate of 7. Apocalypse, it's not, overly thrilling. Actually, this Six Flags Magic Mountain site, on the thrill level, they rate it moderate. So it's really not that amazing. The first hill is 100 feet, and you go up to 52 miles per hour, so that's some general statistics on the ride. But as you can see in the video in the POV, it's really not that exciting of a ride, so I decided that a 7 would be a good rate, and I was even heading for a 6, so that kind of shows you it's kind of a 6.5. But on the rides I'm not being that precise, so I'm just doing whole ratings. So for this one I decided to do a 7, since wooden roller coasters are always a fun time. Moving on to my next ride, I have seen identical rides like this at other amusement parks that I will actually compare it to as I start to describe it and describe my rating. So, Batman the ride, I gave a rating of 8. I gave Batman a rate of 8 because it is a very fun ride. You do go upside down many times. You actually hang, not literally, you hang in the car from the track, which is a really cool element of the ride. A lot of rides do offer that, but it's still a very cool element that never really gets that old. And Batman the ride actually has a thrill level of max on the Magic Mountain website, so that kind of shows you that it is very thrilling. The first hill is 105 feet. So that's kind of just a random statistic, but actually what is very, very cool, and also the top speed is 50 miles per hour, so that's also very cool. And just a cool thing right now, if you're watching this ride, basically if you look at when I made this, or not this ride, sorry, if you're watching this review in 2012 around May, June, July, August, sort of that time, You actually, there's a limited time offer at Magic Mountain, if you don't know this, that you can go on Batman the Ride and it actually goes backwards, so that's something that's going on at Magic Mountain currently. But if you're watching it, if you look at the date of this video and you're far past it, it's obviously not going to be that much, because it's not going to obviously be open for backwards anymore, because it's only a limited time. But yeah, I gave Batman the Ride an 8, and it's actually identical to the ride at Six Flags Great Adventure, which is has this ride. It's called Batman the Ride, and it's basically the same exact thing. Everything's basically the same. I think the track color is a little bit different, but honestly, it's basically the same thing at Six Flags Great Adventure. As you can see, they are both owned by Six Flags, so that does kind of make sense a little bit, but yeah. Okay, my next ride is Colossus. This is actually another ride that for a limited time you can go backwards on. I gave the Colossus a rate of 8. This is another wooden roller coaster along with Apocalypse that I rated before, reviewed, went over. Colossus, its top speed is 62 miles per hour, which is pretty good, I guess, for a wooden roller coaster. But Magic Mountain gives it a thrill level of moderate, so it's not super thrilling, but, you know, like I said before, wooden roller coasters are usually overrated since they're always a good time, and I decided to give it an 8 because it's really a step up from Apocalypse. It's got a pretty good hill, and it's just a really fun ride to go on with your family and stuff. It's also it's pretty thrilling, especially for beginners. It's like very thrilling, so that's kind of why I decided to give it an 8 for those reasons. Full Throttle. This is, I can't express this is enough. This is one of the coolest rides I have actually ever seen, and that's why Magic Mountain is so unique. It's because they have so many unique rides here. It's just awesome that they do this kind of stuff, because all their roller coasters I've never really seen anywhere else except for a couple, including Batman the Ride. So Full Throttle is a very new ride. It's obviously rated at max on a thrill level by Magic Mountain. I actually rated this a max of 10, which is the maximum I can go up to, but if I could go beyond 10 I would. This is a very unique ride, very cool. It's the #1 tallest and fastest looping roller coaster in the world, and it cranks up to 70 miles per hour. It's awesome. You actually go upside down. Well, you actually go over. There's like a hill on top of the loop. It's really, really unique. Like, you go over the hill, but like the hill is on top of another track, which is where you go upside down. It's a really cool ride. There's an awesome blast off. It's awesome. Even though it's new, you really have to go look at it, especially because it's new, actually, because it's awesome. One of the coolest rides I've ever seen. Very, very unique, and an awesome job that Magic Mountain got this at their park, because it's really going to attract a lot more people, since it's really a really cool ride. You go upside down. The loop is actually really tall too. The loop is like really, like, not like, if you know what I mean, like it loops like really tall, I guess. The altitude of the loop is really cool. Alright, so the next ride that I'm going to move on to, even though I don't want to, because Full Throttle is an awesome ride, is actually another really unique ride that I've never seen anywhere else. I gave it a rating of, oh wait, first let me say the name. It's called Green Lantern First Flight. Green Lantern First Flight is an awesome ride. I rated it a 8. Magic Mountain calls it a max at the thrill level. I was actually debating on giving this ride a 9 because of its uniqueness and just its awesomeness, but I decided to go down to an 8 since you'll see later on different rides that I rated a 9. It really doesn't stoop up to that much, but it's still a really, really cool ride. So this is cool because you actually like twist. It's really cool. The top speed is 35 miles per hour, but the elevation is 117 feet, and you actually go down this hill like going inward, so the angle is like awesome. So it's just an awesome ride. You'll have to see it for yourself in the POV. I can't really express it to its full ability, but you like twist, and it's really cool and really unique. That's especially why I gave it such a high rate. But it's really not like super thrilling, so if it was, I really would have gave it a 9 or even a 10, but I gave it an 8 for those reasons. Moving on to the next ride, this is Goliath. Goliath I gave a 9. Goliath, it's basically like a lot of roller coasters that you have at a lot of amusement parks. The top speed is 85 miles per hour, and the drop is 255 feet. It'll take you at 85 miles per hour. So obviously you can see it's very tall, very fast, but more than that, it's just a really cool ride, even though it's not really unique, because this type of ride is at basically every amusement park. But everything isn't about uniqueness all the time. It's really about how much thrilling it is, and it is very, very thrilling. So I couldn't just give it a low grade based on uniqueness. Everything isn't about uniqueness. When it is unique, it adds a ton of points, but I did give it a 9 because, especially Magic Mountain, gives it a max as the thrill level on its website, and all of its elements are really cool, even though they do have basically this kind of amusement park where there's a really big hill, and then there's like a good second hill, and you like loop and stuff. Not like a loop-de-loop, like an upside down hill, but just like a really cool ride with a really big hill. So it's not really that interesting, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. I give it a 9. The next ride is Lex Luthor Drop of Doom. This is very unique when we're talking about uniqueness. This I gave a 9, Lex Luthor Drop of Doom. I gave a 9. I was actually debating to go on to a 10, but it's actually on Superman Escape from Krypton. So that's really cool. It actually reaches up to 85 miles per hour, and its elevation is 400 feet. It does go alongside the Superman Escape from Krypton, which I'm going to rate a couple rides later, but it's an awesome ride. It's basically just your drop tower, but it's really tall. And it's just an awesome ride, especially because it's on the roller coaster itself. You don't see that a lot of places, but here you do. So Lex Luthor Drop of Doom, I gave that a 9 since it's really unique and just an awesome ride. This next ride is called Ninja, and I was actually debating on whether I was going to rate this or not, but I decided to because it's basically it's a roller coaster, and some people find it thrilling, I guess. So I don't know. And they did rate it moderate on their thrill level on the website. Its top speed is 55 miles per hour, so as you can see, it's really not that great. There's not really a hill, so to speak, but I gave Ninja a 6 because I think that it's not awesome, but I think it's a little bit better than okay, and okay is basically a 5, depending on your opinion, but I think it's a little bit better than okay, so I think that kind of opinion, it's basically a 6, so that I think is a perfect rate for this ride. Ninja, it's really not that cool, but especially for like, it's kind of, sorry, I just lost my train of thought. It's really cool for younger ones, especially when you're just starting to go on more thrilling rides, and this is a really great start, so, you know, for that reason I really wanted to boost the rate, and it's better than okay, so I think a 6 is a very good rate for that ride. The next ride I'm going to go over is Revolution at this park, Six Flags Magic Mountain. It is actually temporarily closed, and I hope it is not. It is just temporary because it's a pretty cool ride. It is one of the most famous and iconic looping roller coasters in the world. It is the very first roller coaster to ever feature a full vertical loop. Revolution has remained everyone's favorite classic ride for a reason. But actually, I'm totally gonna contradict that description because I gave it a 7. Honestly, it's really not that great. It's very cool, and yes, it's iconic or whatever, sorta, not really, but who cares? It's the first. Who cares that it's the first vertical loop? I mean, it is a very cool description or whatever, but honestly, it's really not that great a ride. It's basically a loop-de-loop. There's a couple great hills, a couple cool twisty thingies, but it's really not that special, so I thought a 7 was a pretty good rate, even though it is very fun. I can't downplay it too much, but really not that exciting. Next is definitely an exciting ride. It's called Superman Escape from Krypton. I was trying to make that dramatic, but I totally stuttered. Dang. I'm really trying to... Superman Escape from Krypton. Ever heard of it? You probably have. If you're like a roller coaster fanatic, I'm sure you have. Because... Superman Escape from Krypton is... When it was opened in 1997, it was the tallest and fastest roller coaster in the world. but now it's not. I think it's the 3rd fastest roller coaster in the world. So that's a very cool statistic. But anyway, this ride is awesome. You actually go up it, and then I think you go up, it's just an awesome ride. You'll have to see for yourself, but it's a 415-foot drop. I mean, that is something cool by itself. Come on now. They rated a max on the thrill level. If I didn't say it yet, I don't know if I said it yet. I gave it a 10, obviously, because it's an amazing ride. It's the 3rd fastest roller coaster in the world. So based on that, you basically have to give it that kind of rate. It's an awesome ride. You go up backwards, which is a really cool element, and then you go forwards down, but it's just awesome. Like, I can't express it enough. The drop is 415 feet, if I didn't say that before. And it held the record of tallest roller coaster from 1997 to 2003. So, it was tallest at one time, but it's just an awesome ride, as you can see in the POV. Moving on is Scream. I gave Scream an 8 because it's very unique, very cool. There's one like it called, I can't remember the name now. I don't know. It's at Six Flags Great Adventure. That's another sort of example of rides being basically the same at other parks, but you basically just sit down, it goes upside down, but there's awesome cool things going on about it. The top speed is 65 miles per hour, and as you can see in the POV, it is a very pretty cool, awesome ride. So for those reasons that I had to give it a 8. I know I'm not really being that descriptive in this episode, but I mean, I don't want to make it too long. It's already been like 16 minutes, so I'm trying to speed it up a little bit. You don't need that much information, just a rate and a description, and like what I think about it is pretty cool about it in itself. The next is the 4th last ride I'm going to do. It's called The Riddler's Revenge, and I actually just noticed that the only ride that I did was the Drop of Doom, but that's because there's really not that many cool thrill rides there. But oh well. So the Riddler's Revenge. This is a ride where you're standing up, which is very, very cool, but people overrate that kind of thing when you're standing up. I gave this ride, The Riddler's Revenge, a 8. Because you're probably saying, what? You're probably like thinking like it should have been more like a 9. But honestly, it's really not that great. I mean, yes, it's very, very cool for your first couple of times. Awesome. But once you try it a couple times, it kind of gets old. I mean, yeah, you're standing up, but there's really not that much of a difference than sitting down, because you're basically sitting down. You have like this seat sort of like tucked under your bottom. I don't know how to say it. I don't know what to say. Alright, but there's like this stool under your butt, and like, so you're basically sitting down. So it's really not that amazing, but the elevation is 156 feet of the drop, and it goes up to 65 miles per hour. So it is very, it would even still be a cool ride if you weren't standing up, and the standing up element really makes it cool, so I had to boost it up to an 8. It probably would have been like a 7 or a 6 if you weren't standing up on it. So that's the Riddler's Revenge. I gave it an 8. Next ride is Tetsu. I cannot express enough how freaking cool these type of rides are. You're actually laying down on this one. It's so cool. The top speed is 62 miles per hour, and as you can see from the POV, you're laying down, and the description says, Tetsu is a flying roller coaster with an utterly unique way to ride, face down. This mad twist puts you in a one-on-one stare-down with planet Earth as you fly at speeds up to 62 miles per hour over mountain, tree, and rock. The structure itself is 170 feet tall, but when combined with the height of the mountain it's sitting on, you're in for a 263-foot elevation change over the course of the journey. You will truly feel like a dragon in flight as you face Gauntlet, 3,602 feet of steel track, twisted into screaming-inducing heights and dips. By the time you reach the top of the first hill, you might have some idea of what you're in for. Face down with the track behind you, there's nothing between you and the ground. You won't even be able to see the track at all, just the dirt and sky racing past you in a dizzying blur. You'll corkscrew down 104 feet, zooming around the track at top speeds, and right into 96 feet of zero-G roll. If you don't feel like you're flying yet, just add an 80-foot tall horseshoe, then get ready to roll, because the 124-foot tall pretzel loop with your name on it is simply unreal. If that's not enough, you'll whip around a 77-foot inline twist, completing your soaring journey over the park before Tatsu is done with you and ready to breathe fire on the next batch of Dragon Slayers. So that's just a vague a description on this ride, Tatsu, but it's really, really cool, very original. You don't see many lay-down roller coasters, but when you do, oh man, it is thrilling. So I decided to give Tatsu a 9, and when you compare it to rides like Superman Escape from Krypton, it doesn't compare, so I was thinking of going up to 10. It's basically like a 9.5, but I'm just going to give it a 9, because I don't want to be that precise. And the second last ride is not really that cool at all. The Viper, I give it a 7 because it is pretty thrilling. It's a loop-de-loop coaster, but you see these basically at every theme park, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I gave it a 7, and it's basically just your ordinary loop-de-loop coaster. There's like one good hill, it's sort of good, it's like 100 feet or a little bit above. The couple loop-de-loops, twists and turns, a pretty good ride. Viper 7, and finally, a 5D roller coaster. It's one of a kind. It's called X2, and I gave this a 9. I was gonna give this a 10 too. I actually kind of want to switch my rates from Tatsu and X2 to both 10s, but I'm just gonna keep them at 9s for a couple of reasons that I don't have to share. But the top speed of X2 goes up to 76 miles per hour. But I'm just going to read you the description of X2 too, because this is another really cool, unique ride that I can't really express in my own words. And it says, get ready to enter an all-new realm on X2, a trailblazing fifth dimension roller coaster with its 360-degree rotating seats and head-first face-down drops. X has been one of the most popular thrill rides on the planet. On ordinary roller coasters, the train stays in line with the track, but there's nothing ordinary about X2. Go ahead and take in the view on the long ride up 200 feet into the air and enjoy the groundbreaking use of music, sound effects, and light shows that have been carefully designed to heighten your total sensory overload. X2's utterly innovative design will keep your mind in full thrust the entire time. Your sanity-crunching 360-degree seats extend on wings far off the track, so while you are dropping down the rails at 76 miles per hour through an unreal assortment of dives, flips, and twists, as well as 2 ultra-rare Raven turns, half-loops that change their minds midway and become sheer drops, your mind will also be flipping around 360 degrees over and over again. The forces of gravity dictate the spin, so no two rides will ever be alike. Quite simply, you will be spun into another dimension. That's awesome. You twist and turn, you twist like over and over, like super cool. It's like your own decision, sort of. You can twist it. It's an awesome, it's almost interactive, an awesome roller coaster that I've never seen anywhere else. So that's my final ride. Glad to finish off on a great note at X2. I do usually go in alphabetical order. Sometimes I break it between roller coasters and rides, but this time there's only one ride, so I just decided to do the whole thing in alphabetical order. And I'm glad X2 came out at the end because it's an awesome, original, unique, awesome ride. I used the adjective awesome a lot. Oh well, okay. So now I'm going to give Six Flags Magic Mountain an overall rate that I'm going to go through pretty quickly since episode's going pretty long. I gave it a 9.5, and Six Flags Magic Mountain, I can't express more, is one of the best amusement parks in the country. It has so many new, actually, for a lot of them, new, unique rides. Not just new, but they're all so unique. They're so cool in their own way, and you haven't seen half of these at any other roller coaster, like X2, like Colossus, like Full Throttle, hello, Full Throttle, like Green Lantern, First Flight, like Lex Luthor, Drop of Doom, like Revolution, Superman Escape from Krypton, Tatsu, X2. There's so many good rides that you have not seen anywhere else. Even if you have seen like one somewhere else, like a really far distance away, it's amazing what these rides at this park do. They're really thrilling, and I think a 9.5 is a perfect rate for this. As you can see, that's beyond great. But I don't really give any amusement parks 10 unless they're like heaven. So, but anyway, 9.5 is a very good rate for Six Flags Magic Mountain in California. So that's going to do it for my review on Six Flags Magic Mountain. Hope you liked it. I don't really care if you don't, but thanks for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to give me a like. If you didn't like it, you can dislike it, but I will get angry. Not angry, I'll just kind of get disappointed. So if you want to, just like this video, and if you did really like it, then just like it. Just like it. How about that? Yeah, it's good. Good motto. Also, comment, give me some feedback. What am I doing right? What I'm doing wrong? Some ideas. I know it's not really big that yet, so there probably won't be that many comments. I'm probably only getting like 20 views in like a week on each of these, but after a while, I hope it really picks up and gets a little bit more attentiveness. If you do wanna subscribe, please subscribe, because I have like 1 subscriber so far. That's kind of pathetic, but this is like my second video, and YouTube's just don't take off that fast, so if you want to subscribe, please subscribe. Even if you don't, just be nice and do it. And like and comment too. So those are the 3 things I want you to do. I'm going to stay in the category amusement parks. I'm going to finish off the week of May 18th to the week of May 18th to May 24th. That's the week we're in right now. Since if you don't really understand what I'm talking about, just go to the previous episode. There was a link in the beginning, and there's also going to be a link to the previous episode in a little bit. So if you want to go to my previous episode, which is actually Cedar Point Review, you can click on that once it comes up. But anyway, my next I'm gonna stay in the amusement parks category this week, and my next I'll also be staying in the series reviews. So I have categories in series, and each category I have some series, and they're really cool. So this series is reviews that I'm in right now, and I'm also going to stay in reviews next episode. In the next edition, I'm going to be traveling to New Jersey, Jackson, New Jersey to be exact. I actually went here. It's a really, really cool park. I've actually been here a couple times. Six Flags Great Adventure. This holds the biggest roller coaster in the world, so stay tuned for that review. That'll be up soon, and yeah. So I think that's it. Oh, also, if you want to go to my previous, episode, it was Cedar Point review. That link was in the beginning of the video. So if you want to go back to the beginning of the video, you can click on that link to watch my first ever video, and also explain my whole YouTube in that video as well. I took like 2 minutes to explain it. It's really not that big of a deal, but if you basically want to subscribe and keep up with my channel, you have to know what it's all about and how it works. So yeah, that's gonna do it for today.